how not to install an air system.
Oh. Alrighty, time to figure out how these bad boys work. Whoa, ho, ho! So for those of you who don't know, we had AccuAir in the old FI E30, and it doesn't work anymore. So yeah, basically my management shit the bed. So we don't know if it's the actual air ECU, the tank, whatever, but basically the controller is getting nothing, which makes me lean towards the ECU. So we have my new air suspension kit. It's really cool, and we got it at Home Depot. So basically, we're cutting the lines to the bags right now from the tank to the actual bags, putting in one-way Schrader valves, and then filling them up just to ride height, take it to the old shop. Keep on cutting, keep on cutting. It runs and drives if anybody wants it. Really cool. E30 fired up. It's all hooking up. All right, it's an aired up E30. No fucking way, Mike.
Oh my God, stop, bro, I'm stuck.
Hell yeah.
They're holding. Oh my God. Ah! If your E30 or BMW needs help, give me a call. 847.
Let's go.
There's a better way to phone for less.
Sweet. Funnage.
All right, Mike. I believe we can call that a success for now.
For now.
Let's get back and we'll see what happens. First ride back in the E30 since the suspension broke. What really sucks is the suspension hit the bed literally 2 weeks after I spent a couple grand at the repair shop to make the car drivable again. Oh, don't need to air up, that's weird. He's not used to moving. The AccuAir shit the bed a couple weeks after I spent thousands to get it up and running again. So I was all happy, excited, driving my car again. Oh, we put way too much air in these bags. Oh, God. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. So for those who don't know, this car was actually the Fitment Industries first project car that we ever purchased. It was the FI E30, as we affectionately called it. It was the first car that we ever really tried to build, tried our hands at, you know, jumping into the arena to see what we could do to a car to really make it our own. And I'm super happy with the way it turned out. I guess I would have to be, considering I ended up buying the car. But we did a lot to it that really gave it a custom feel and a custom touch without really spending thousands and thousands of dollars on it. So we did get this car back in either 2019 or 2020. So prices were a lot fairer back then, but we picked this up for, I believe, $6,000. It was a single owner car, so excluding Fitment Industries, excluding the company, I am technically the second owner. I think it's fair to say that because I actually flew down to Georgia to pick it up. And then we built it on the channel. We threw a set of BBS RC 090s on it at first. Powder coated them black, did the gold rivets. That was a gangster ass look. So this car obviously being dark gray, graphite Schwartz metallic or whatever the BMW calls it, with the gold pinstripe, and then the black wheels, two-piece wheels with the gold rivets. Ooh, that looked mean. So that was kind of stage one of the car. And what ended up happening was we made the car undrivable. We got fender to lip fitment with the coilovers running static. But what happens if you have a really light car and you're on really aggressive spring rates is then you can't drive the car anymore, because then you have no give whatsoever to your suspension. So it was essentially like we were driving down the street on a concrete block, so that was miserable. So stage 1, BBS RC090s, coilovers. Car looked mean, rode like dick. Our fault 100%. Phase 2, airlift struts, AccuAir management, Motegi, I think they're 3-piece, they might be 2-piece wheels, custom engraved with the FI logo. But this is how the car sits now, and I love it. I ended up buying the car from the company. So it'd be a stretch to say it's been my daily driver by any stretch of the imagination, because it's always broken. It's an E30. Ooh, listen to that 318i per M42 engine! It's 42 miles an hour. Oh, I love this thing. Got no radio, got no heat. She's cooking. Oh, thank you, baby. Thank you for making it. I appreciate that more than you can ever know.
So Corey has some air suspension on the E30 that has nothing but issues. So he's actually gone right now. I think he went to the Fast 10 trailer premiere in LA.
But she's dead!
But while he's gone, we're gonna do this for him, so when he comes back, he's got a little bit of a surprise. I might actually need you to tell me what I'm airing up, because there's just fucking lines, car.
That should be mounted balanced.
Oh yeah. Make sure I'm not in reverse. This thing's just a unit, dude. A unit of shit. Of course, I'm gonna watch this video and be like, you just shit on my BMW the whole video.
All right, guys, so if you remember Corey's E30, this is an FI project from a few years back that I was not involved in any way. I'm just gonna put that out there. I may have given some pointers and some advice that wasn't taken. Anyways, he was having a lot of problems with the management that was in here, freezing up. Not that Corey is very respective of his vehicles. So this thing sat in a snowbank for like the last 2 years, basically year round. Not sure how you manage that, but there is a little ice pond down inside the trunk. So basically we're going to take that out and put in this new 3-piece system. But before we do that, there's a few shots we're gonna get of how not to install an air system. So Chalk, if you wanna come in here, not recommended that you just let these things flop around inside the wheel well. That's a great ground right there. Over here, we just ran this underneath the carpet, I guess. Whatever works. The tank itself, so it's got, I mean, these are bolts, right? These are going to nuts, but they weren't into nuts. They were somehow, we just decided to attach those to the sheet metal of the trunk.
Oh my God.
So that was super secure. And then the air lines are not labeled, so I don't know what's what. We'll figure that out by putting some air to them. Yeah, and these actually were zip tied to the trunk carpet for some reason. So once we put this back together, we're actually going to do it in a much better fashion than it was previously done. So no corners cut this time around.
The E30 back on air suspension. We got the Airlift 3P in here. It rides phenomenally, and most importantly, it goes up and down again. I'm over the moon. It rides so smooth. I don't know why, really, because it has the exact same bags in it. It's always had the Airlift struts. So I don't know if the AccuAir system, we just set the ride height a little funky and it was overpressured, but that wouldn't really make sense because ride height is different than all the way up. So I truly don't understand why it rides better. Maybe it's the placebo effect, but I swear it does. So not much really to say. It kind of feels weird not being the person to install it. So I can't really talk about the ease of the build. What I can say is Airlift makes a great product. So it came with like a booklet of instructions, so we knew exactly what to do, exactly how to run it. It looks so much better than before. It's cleaner. We have the dual pump setup. Went with the flat black with the chrome compressor. I like it a lot more. We had the tan one in there, which matched nothing, so I don't really know why we went with that in the first place. I think it's just because it was a cool color option. But yeah, overall, I'm stoked. I love it. Thank you, Airlift. I appreciate the hookup. If you didn't know, Airlift is currently on sale for 25% off. They only do this deal once a year, so make sure you don't miss out. Because that is a huge, huge discount. Like that's a quarter of the price. Do it. Seems like a no-brainer to me. Just me and you and me, and me and you and me, and me and you and me and you and you and me, and me and you and you and me. Oh! Holy f***, I'm cold.